Phew. Ladies and gents, welcome back to the coziest part of Solana's finest podcast, Sol Brothers, Markets, Prices, Charts, and Technical Analysis. We got to talk. There's shit to talk about. Are you ready?
We are. We have a lot of things to talk about. Let's fucking go.
Hell yeah. Welcome back to the show, by the way. After a short break, everyone has been a bit offline for 2 weeks here. But it's 2026, bro. Happy New Year. And welcome to a new year of madness and crazy shit, which literally happened in the first 4 days already. I hope you're ready for it.
It's been an absolutely insane start to the year. Great to be back on the pod, and just a very quick shout out to our friend Foie Gras LFG. Very good to see you, my friend. It's actually like close to midnight in his time zone, and I was asking him earlier whether or not he'd be able to join, and he was like, yeah, man, bet your ass I'll be there. So really appreciate our boys Flog, as well as Cyber Broda, GM Bros. What's up? Appreciate you.
GM. Welcome everyone who's back here for another quick look at the markets and the prices, because that's what we're here for. The year definitely kicked off strong, not gonna lie. We did have a little crypto surge already going on after New Year's. So we did reclaim a 3.1 trillion market cap when you combine all the crypto assets together, which is, you could name it a classic January effect after some tax loss harvesting that usually happens in 2025 end of year, so December. There's quite a bit of selling going on either way, whatever economy is doing. But then also we got some new fresh inflows, especially the ETFs as well, performed fairly well over the last 2 weeks with pretty much positive inflows every single day in the Solana ETF. And crypto assets right now are doing, fairly well. Bitcoin is leading the pack right now, but altcoins also dominate right now, which is interesting to see. We do have some meme coins with Bonk being spearheading a lot of this shit that are up 30% in early January, week over week, which is actually
Bonk!
Yeah, it's good momentum. Obviously, there's a few others as well. I think Popcat has been flying, but like a few meme coins actually that it indicates potentially that altcoins are starting to steal the spotlight from Bitcoin again, but we can't call that yet because it happened already a few times in the past months that we're trying to do that, and it didn't really happen eventually.
No.
But either way, it's looking promising right now. The question is, how are the next week going to look like? And I think the best way to paint a good picture is by taking a quick glance at the chart. So let's pull up my chart here, where I am on the daily Solana chart right now, zoomed out. We can see Solana is trading at $135.35 as of today on the 5th of January. US market is not open yet. So Monday open US is going to happen in around 4 or 5 hours from now. Right now in the US, I think it is still, what time do we have? It is, 4 a.m. in the morning. So this is going to be the first US open non-holiday after New Year's today. So there might be some volatility coming in. But already now, looking at the long-term chart here, we can see that the long-term thesis is still playing out. One more high is still possible with, according to Elliott wave counts as well. On my long-term chart, this is a wave count I haven't changed since probably a year or so, or even longer. We tracked the third wave that happened in 2025 last year with the $300 top. And then now we are in this fourth wave correction, and we could see another leg down, and the fourth wave might shift to Q1 2026. But the thing is, right now, before we see another drop to the downside, prices are going to pump, and they're already doing it right now. So I can actually say this confidently because they are pumping. It's not just a prognosis I have. Prices are recouping right now, and then they might fall from the next high, and we can actually see that best on the Bitcoin chart. Since the Bitcoin high in October 25, we went down in this 1, 2, 3 pattern and are now in this fourth wave correction. That is also on my chart since more than a month now. And when we were down here in the first leg down, I already told everyone, hey, I think we're going to potentially, before going down more directly, tap into this support area between $92K and $100,000 again. As soon as we, with momentum and volume, crush through the $100,000 level to the upside, then we can assume that this wave count to the downside is actually over, and we're breaking out again to new all-time highs. That can happen. That's a possibility. But my primary scenario right now is that we're recovering, as we do right now, into this range, which we tapped in right now. And then from here, from this fourth wave kind of resistance zone, we might form another low. So that could happen as well. I wouldn't be surprised if prices slip once more, even below the 80K on the Bitcoin chart. And if that happens, that would obviously also pull down Solana, our favorite coin out here, which is leading all the other Solana tokens that we're looking at these days. But Solana is doing well as well. It actually surged more than Bitcoin, which is a phenomenon that we can observe right now in all markets. Altcoins and non-BTC and ETH coins are pumping more than Bitcoin. We can see that in the Bitcoin dominance, which is right now slowly declining again. And we can see that also in the total 3 chart, which is the chart excluding the Bitcoin and Ethereum market cap, which is also on a really nice run to the upside right now. So this means liquidity is flowing into other tokens than Bitcoin and ETH. And Solana is definitely, I think, the major winner from that. And right now, if we're in the 15-minute chart here to finish off that section, we're in the short-term ranges. Again, this is definitely a bit more volatile, and every wave counts here are subject to changes almost on a daily basis. But as of now, we finished the decline with this low here that we saw last year at the mid of December before Christmas. Then it was a lot of holiday kind of madness and liquidations and manipulation was kind of boring. So it was just sidewave with like weird pumps and weird dumps, like just low volume on holidays. And then I think some players abuse that, and it's just ranging. But the wave count still was respected. The second wave here after this initial pump was reaching the $120 level, and from there we're going up now. So we can see already that we're now in this third wave, and technically the third wave is fulfilled as of now. I would like to see in the very short term maybe one more attempt to the upside here before we break down into a fourth wave, but we can definitely now already go down here and make our way into this fourth wave, which is going to be with the resistance zone around the 130 level. So there would be the first target, $130 now, and then we could end anywhere between 130 and 120 really, and then go up in this final stretch to the fifth wave. And that is also what I'm watching, mainly for Solana, similar as to Bitcoin. I'm watching one more push into this larger support zone here, or resistance zone here, before we then potentially even see another leg down. But again, this is too much in the future. I can't say that yet. If Bitcoin is going to turn around here to the downside or not, that's something we will observe in the next weeks going forward. And if you want to know what's happening here on the chart, then you shall watch Salt Brothers every single week, because we'll cover this again. But that's my reading right now of the charts. No financial advice, as always, because I have no fucking clue what I'm talking about, but trying to make some sense.
Yeah, of course. Well, obviously, this all looks fairly bullish to me. And, people have called the top so many times at this point. Ansem, I think, has finally been converted into a bull again. So we shall see.
Yeah, it's always the same, right? When everything is bleeding, everyone's like, is this going to work or not? And then it pumps a little bit again. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, hell yeah, we're going to see new all-time highs. But it's, I think we're going to push higher now in the midterm, short term probably. But then I think at some point we're going to be surprised that markets are not done with the correction, potentially. It all depends a little bit on the macro as well. We might have to touch on that topic.
Speaking of the macro, the fuck, man?
Yeah, that should be the title actually of this whole video that we're doing right now. What the fuck?
Let's not even give any context. Let's give the listeners what they want. What the fuck are we talking about, Simon?
Support of a request from the Department of Justice. United States military conducted an apprehension mission in Caracas, Venezuela, to bring to justice two indicted persons, Nicolas and Cecilia Maduro.
Nicolas Maduro had his chance until he didn't. He effed around and he found out.
This was one of the most stunning, effective, and powerful displays of American military might and competence in American history.
Like, I don't understand yet how they haven't figured this out. And now, if you don't know, now you know. Because this is the way it's going to play out. And I think people need to understand that this is not a president that just talks and does letters and press conferences. And, if he says he's serious about something, he means it. But don't play games. Don't play games with this president's in office, because it's not going to turn out well.
Yep, don't play games.
Okay, a lot to unpack there. You want to go first?
We're not a political show, right? So we kind of have to put some disclaimers.
Fuck it, I'm political.
Sure. So yeah, we are humans. We have opinions, and you're going to hear them. So TLDR for people who might, slept the past 3 days, but a secret mission was launched a few days ago, middle of the US night. And the US decided to capture the, ex-president.
Dictator.
Dictator
of Venezuela. Yeah.
Of Venezuela, Maduro. He has been in power since actually a long time. Personally, I have some friends from Venezuela that are not living there anymore because of him. And,
because of Maduro,
yeah. So there were a lot of reasons to change something in Venezuela, but it didn't happen until now. And it happened quite abruptly because US just flew in, took him, and flew out. So they captured the dictator of Venezuela, Maduro, and he's now in US custody. And Trump released a press release right after that and said, look, guys, we're going to clean this shit up here. We don't want the Venezuelan drugs to come into US. But what we want is Venezuelan oil. And that's why we're going to send some fine US oil companies now to get our oil reserves that we deserve, by the way, that belong to us. I think he said something in those lines. We're going to take them over. But that's not our main goal. Of course, our main goal is to help the Venezuelan population and people on the ground. So we're going to make sure that they have a new functional government as well. We don't know yet how that's going to look like. There's already predictions out there, but that's the TLDR of what happened. And now we're here. Now we're here. People are a bit confused. Some people are angry. Some people are happy. Everyone has an opinion.
This is the most schizophrenic administration in American history. On the one side, he is well documented to have asked people around him to nominate him for the Nobel Peace Prize. He was so pissed off when Obama got one. He was jealous. He wanted one too. And at the same time, he renamed the Department of Defense the Department of War, right? So I don't really know what to make of this presidency. He campaigned on ending foreign conflicts. That's what America First means. Originally, is to not spend tax dollars abroad and to instead spend them on American citizens domestically. All the mental gymnastics you want. You can we can debate Maduro's capture and his his flight over to the Southern District of New York on its own merits. But I don't know how do you judge this administration and how they calculate things. It's just so fucking random. Sometimes they want to blow shit up and other times they want to, be the peacemaker. So I'm not quite so sure.
Well, the thing is, what looks random to us might be very calculated, and it actually is, in my opinion, because all he's doing is trying to make sure that US prevails. And that's his goal, right? Whatever it costs. So he's trying to make the United States of America to remain the leading force in the world, and that also involves to make sure that the US dollar is the currency in the world that everything settles to, and that has been a concept that is built on a lot of things, but mainly on oil being denominated in US dollars.
Yeah,
there was an agreement.
Yeah.
Exactly. The petrodollar was basically invented in the 70s together with Saudi Arabia, where the US, under whoever the fuck it was back then, the president said, hey, we're going to provide you with US military and protection if you make sure that you sell your goddamn oil in US dollars. And that was a win-win for everyone, because the US was like, this is going to be great because they have all the oil of the world. If everyone needs to buy that oil in US dollars from them, they will need dollars, and we have dollars, and we can print the fuck out of the dollar if you want to. So that basically made them the most powerful force in the world. And of course, they can provide military support now to Saudi Arabia because they can print money. And if they have the power over the global currency, then that is a theme actually that goes through history, through a lot of empires and powers that have been the main power of the world. They always had currency, the power over the world currency. And as soon as that trickles away, as soon as you lose the power of your currency, then you're in a very bad position. And now with the US having huge debt and the power over the dollar is actually being threatened, not only by Venezuela, it has been threatened by people like Hussein back then. It has been threatened by people like Gaddafi, the guy in Libya. It has been threatened by a lot of people that vanished from the surface of the earth at some point, because they possessed weapons of mass destruction and were terrorists, which they were probably, right? Like there's a point. That's the lucky kind of thing that Trump can always play. He can always say, like, look, these guys are criminals, and I need to take them away to save all the beautiful people. What happened after they took, Gaddafi from Libya? What happened to Libya? What happened to after they took Saddam Hussein? I don't know if that's not my. I have no idea.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
They're both fucked up countries. They're completely fucked because it is so easy to tear down a system, and it is it takes a lifetime, a generation to build up a new system.
Just leave it there.
Which is why constant revolution by more revolutionary-minded people is actually emotionally. I really identify with how people feel, but at the same time, it's like if you keep breaking down broken system after broken system after broken system, you never allow a cohesive framework to form, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't have a cohesive framework, then it's just kind of like. Each successive government is more unstable, more shit. That's not always true. Korea is a notable exemption. but but 90% of the time, regime change is messy and it fucking sucks. Even Korea went from democracy to dictatorship to another dictatorship to student uprising to democracy. So like the South Korea that you know today, even for the first 30 years, was a dictatorship. So so I don't know, man. This is all just very messy.
That's not his job, right? Like to fix these economies. That's what he says. But the problem is that he destroyed the old one, and then you just leave a hole, right? So that is the whole issue. And what is a fact, by the way, to kind of finish this off? A fact is that Venezuela did shift oil sales away from US dollars starting 2017. They did start to sell their oil in euros, in yuan, in rupees, even in fucking USDT since 2024 to evade US sanctions. And that is a fact. And China is also very anti Maduro operation right now. They say, well, we don't want to support someone that is playing world police. And of course they are, because they were buying the fucking oil from Venezuela in yuan. And this would decouple the whole petrodollar idea further if countries like this exist, especially with Venezuela being the largest or one of the largest or the largest oil country that we have in the world. So that is definitely a problem. So it kind of checks out. The whole thing checks out to me. What does it mean for the world? We'll see. This year's
what it means for the world, Simon, is more of this.
Greenland for national security, right? Not for minerals. We have so many sites for minerals and oil and everything. We have more oil than any other country in the world. We need Greenland for national security. And if you take a look at Greenland, you look up and down the coast, you have Russian and Chinese ships all over the place.
Great.
we need Greenland. We need Greenland.
I just want to say that do you know the Pentagon Pizza Index? Have you heard about that?
No, I haven't. No, what is that? The Pentagon what?
So the Pentagon Pizza Index. So it's an index that tracks the activity of nearby pizza shops around the Pentagon.
Oh, yeah.
Based on Google data, I think. And funny enough, this night, right now, US night, it surged again higher than it was on the Venezuela capture night. So why is that interesting is kind of a meme, but it usually means that for some reason the pizza shops near of the Pentagon have a lot of traffic, like 1,000% more traffic than on normal nights this night, and that usually means that someone is working late. So it's just saying, it's a bit it's conspiracy. I have no idea what's going on.
No, it's 100% true. It's 100% true. They got to stay overnight to capture, dictators and send them over or Greenlanders, I mean, hey, it goes without saying that Maduro was a pig and also a horrible leader, and just like you,
people are happy. Like they're very happy.
Well, I don't know about that.
My friends are happy that I'm Venezuelan.
Well, I think they're happy that Maduro is out, right? Exactly. So I think that they're happy that Maduro is out. I think the feelings around how that happened are very complicated because the United States has literally 200 years of history, 200 of fucking around in South America and never seeming to learning to our lesson. And so we just repeat the same mistake over and over and over again, thinking that the results will be different, but whatever. Anywho, that I think wraps up the macro, Simon. So you wanna take us out of the first part of our podcast?
Micro and macro. Thanks everyone for watching the quick update here on prices, charts, and also a little bit of macro, what's going on in the world. If you don't want to miss any of these, then make sure to subscribe to @SolBrothersPod on YouTube, because that's where we're shipping all these clips if you're missing the live streams. Until then, you have a good day, and we'll see you at the next one. Peace out.
3, 2, 1.
This is Sol Brothers with Simon and Ino, where it is our job to throw you into the Solana rabbit hole and show you around in our exciting ecosystem.
Our mission is to take you on the latest and greatest so that you never run out of fun things to talk about. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. How are you, Simon?
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2026. I'm doing well. I am still back in the, how do you say, in the outback, in the down under. So I remain in Australia right now. and it is definitely interesting to work from down here because time is always different than for everyone else, very different. So that's me. But you just returned from your trip, right? You're back in Korea now after a bit of travel.
I just spent 3 weeks in California, spending time with family. It was very good, to see my
How's
folks.
Cali?
So Cali
how's that
is fucking cold, man. Like I am like, Simon, every single winter the weather is exactly the same, and every single winter I'm surprised. I don't know why. It's like it gets dark every year at 4:30 p.m. in California, and every single year I'm all like, how is it dark so early? And it's all like, oh, you mean like every other year ever? It's like, yes, it's just like every other year. But yeah, it gets dark pretty early in California.
Are you more in a rural area when you're there, or are you in the city somewhere?
Oh man, I love my city, but it's just this tiny fucking shit town. I was in a rural area, but I love my city though.
Yeah, I can imagine. Actually, I'd love to see it. The only place I've been to in Cali are the big cities like LA and all that shit, which is cool. That's nice, but I guess it's very different from the rural Cali areas where the real people live.
We gotta take you over to Lake Tahoe. It's a lake on top of a mountain, which is kind of nuts.
About that.
Yeah. And it's like the water is blue. And and you're like, water is blue, I'm like, no, you don't get it. You've never seen, except for maybe Greece, water as blue as this. It blows your mind. So yeah, we'd love to take you there sometime. We'll get some American barbecue.
We should do that, but now we're locked in. We're back in front of the screens for the foreseeable future because things are happening. 2026 kicked off with a bang, quite literally. And Solana is doing really well, actually. So Solana is doing price well. It's doing metrics well. Fundamentals are looking good. And we closed the year very strong, I would say, with a bunch of bullish announcements around Breakpoint. But then even after Breakpoint, they kept fucking shipping over the holidays. A lot of stuff happened. So if you wanna get a quick TLDR on what happened in 2025, especially in the last quarter, then you can watch the last EP 72 on Soul Brothers Pod on YouTube, where I went together with Vibu and talked about the TLDR of Breakpoint, and we went through a lot of interesting announcements that we saw from there, with the big theme of institutionalization of Solana and a lot of liquidity coming in, a lot of big players. Tokenizing all kinds of shit on Solana, which is their chosen home. And all this stuff results in really good record-breaking numbers, What are we looking at these days when it comes to Solana by the numbers?
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, I'm very jealous. You've got to stream with Vibu twice, and so far it's 2-0, Simon.
we're gonna have a 3 streaming setup at some point.
Right. Okay, well, we're going to start off with some bullish stats on Solana. So the first thing we want to talk about is, of course, transactions per second. So we reached 1.1 thousand transactions per second in 2025 on average. That is a year-on-year increase of 34%. So, that's some pretty bullish news there, my friend.
No other chain comes close in performance, says DeFi Dev Corp. That is really good. You see BNB chain is down there with 131 transactions per second. So I think we've been talking about, Solana is so fast for a while now, since its inception. And ladies and gents, Solana is fucking fast, and it's getting faster. I think this year we're gonna fucking blow this number up a lot, because with Alpenglow coming into full effect, I'm pretty sure we're gonna make this happen in 2026. We will change some of the fundamental ways Solana works, and that will enable even higher TPS. And even higher TPS means more use cases for Solana, especially when it comes to financial services. And what that means is we're going to sell more block space. And what that means is more fees being produced when it comes to Solana blockchain, which is revenue for Solana blockchain. What that means is a high valuation, and that means price up. Yeah. So this is pretty bullish.
I don't want to hear any motherfucking ETH head tell me again that, Solana, the transactions are all spoofed. It's all vote transactions. Alpenglow is going to move all those vote transactions off chain. Okay, so shut up. Transactions will continue to grow, and yeah, we'll continue to drink ETH tears. Moving on. Solana has hit $1.6 trillion in volume for 2025. That constitutes 12% of the spot trading volume in the world, second only to that big yellow chunk. Who's that big yellow chunk, Simon?
That must be Binance, because yellow usually are those fuckers.
Yes.
And nothing against Binance. I mean, they're, like when people ask me where should I buy Bitcoin, sometimes you accidentally say Binance, because they're just, it remains to be one of the safest and best places to do any kind of crypto shit when you don't want to do it on chain. But I think the flipping has happened now. Solana is becoming much, much more easy to navigate. It is so much easier now to set up a wallet, just install your software, click a few buttons, and you got Solana on there. You don't need the SEX accounts anymore. You can trade in your wallets, you can trade on perp dexes, you can trade on Jupiter. We have so many venues. There's actually no reason anymore to use SEXs. So very bearish on these guys. I think a big narrative here, is as well that a lot of people are losing trust in centralized exchanges, and they're getting blow after blow. Like it probably started with FTX, and then it kind of continued, and a lot of shit like after 10/10 October, when Binance and Wintermute and all these fuckers were accused of force liquidating people, and their system even broke because of the sharp declines. There was another blow for the SEX cabal. SEX cabal sounds very wrong. Anyway, it was another blow, and I think they're having a hard time. They're having a hard time. Not gonna lie.
You heard it here first, folks. 2025 was a blow to the SEX cabal. Moving on. So I know, so mature. Grow up, Jesus Christ, this guy.
Jesus.
In addition to winning, just general spot trading volumes in general in the world, Solana's, market share, if you look at the DEX aggregator market share, is led by our friends over at Jupiter Exchange, which makes us very, very happy.
Good job.
So yeah, Jupiter Exchange, as of today, has about 94% market share against competitors like OKX, Titan, DFlow. And they're kind of killing it, man. Like a little bit of competition, especially in September. But you can see from the chart that like Jupiter quickly adjusts, and even Titan's kind of spike that they had, towards October with all the controversy has died down quite a bit. And same with OKX; it's basically non-existent now.
Yeah. I think they just have one of the best branding still, which is like distribution is what you need if you want to move numbers. And I think they do have a lot of the distribution. They have a lot of the confidence already from people that are swapping over there at Jupiter, and they keep shipping as well. The products are really good. I love Jupiter Pro, the terminal. I think once we have a bit more alt season-ish again going on, I think these products will be heavily used as well. Like Jupiter Pro is amazing, Jupiter Portfolio is amazing. So they're just delivering really good products. Very happy with what they're doing in the past kind of couple months here.
Yeah, I mean, so what you could reasonably expect, for anybody who is wondering what the bull case for Jupiter is that if Solana spot trading volume, let's just say doubles in 2026, let's keep it conservative, right? I love how jumping from 11 to 22% market share is conservative. But like, let's say that we capture 22% market share. This is a phenomenal year for, actually, let's assume static conditions. So like trading volume stays the same this year. I think it'll actually be more than last year, but we shall see. But even assuming static conditions, and let's say that Solana market share doubles, what that means for Jupiter is that their trading volume, because they capture so much of it, will also double, right? So if Solana's capturing close to like $3 or $4 trillion worth of trading volume, you can reasonably assume that Jupiter will capture a fucking big portion of that, and that's very positive for Jupe holders.
Yeah, and I think we might even touch on this a little bit later today in the show, the whole Jupiter holder topic, and if they're going to eat one or not. But before we do have a few other updates when it comes to Solana, right?
Yes, we do. So I am going to get us kicked off over here. Actually, can you guys? All right, we testing out a new system today. I hope you'll forgive us. But yeah, Walmart supports Solana. One of the biggest retailers in the world is integrating crypto into its OnePay app, which will enable crypto spot trading. You can use OnePay to buy in-store or online products at Walmart. And online reports specifically only mention Ethereum and Bitcoin, as you can see over here. And much to my very pleasant surprise, the infrastructure provider for the Walmart OnePay app is a company called Zero Hash, and Zero Hash does support Solana. So it's reasonable to assume that we will see Solana as support with the Walmart app, one of the biggest retailers in the world.
Cool. Bullish. Next up, we got Jupiter Mobile V3, which just dropped the other day. Our friends at the biggest DEX in the world, they have a new version of their mobile app with pro trading terminal support, real-time P&L tracking, alpha scan token discovery, and an ultra-fast execution engine. No need to go to the browser anymore. You can just stay in app, just trade natively, swap happily. And there will be more announcements over the next weeks to come when it comes to Jupiter V3.
I just want to say, Simon, like I can totally see like Lenny writing this copy. I feel like Lenny wrote it.
Shout out to Lenny.
We love you, Lenny. Solana is going to be doubling down on privacy in 2026 in a wonderful post by our friend Juicy, or Jussie. I always get that wrong, Simon. Juicy, Jussie. He predicts. Oh, was it Fabio? Oh shit!
But they both.
Oh man,
shout out to Jussie and shout out to Fabiano.
Wow. I those guys are like peas in a pod. So Jussie, Fabiano, I apologize for mixing up your Twitter accounts. That makes absolutely no sense. All right, let's try that again. So yeah, we're going to be doubling down on privacy in 2026 over here at Solana. In a wonderful post by our friend Fabiano, he predicts that Solana will go all in on privacy solutions in 2026. We can expect to see everything from infrastructure to prediction markets to private transfers maturing in the upcoming year. Thank you very much to the Solana CEO and CBO, Chief Bald Officer, Mert. I think he's been a big part of Solana's privacy story.
Yep, his big predictions for 2026 are exactly that. It is prediction markets, it is perps, and it is privacy. The three P's. But that's not all. We got another bullish announcement here for this time Camino. Camino's figure market hits $280 million. So the largest money market on Solana, which is Camino, just got bigger in partnership with Figure. They have now real-world asset lending. Camino offers 5% APY for USDC and cash deposits, which is nearly double the DeFi average. So that's really good. The deposits are sourced from Figure's $1 billion monthly on-chain loans, enabling depositors to earn from tokenized real estate and consumer credit without traditional volatility. I do think that this year Camino is doubling down a lot on bringing new financial products on-chain and using their deep liquidity and standing in the ecosystem that they have for things like this. And this is one of the first moves that we can see in that direction. Really, really cool.
I actually had the pleasure of meeting Mike Cagney, who's the CEO of Figure. Very interesting guy. Figure is also really cool. Over $20 billion in loans originated to over 200,000 American households. So, if you're looking for housing financing options, Figure is definitely a company to check out, and they're bringing their work on chain. So that's pretty fucking sick.
Yep. Yeah. So this is not even a crypto company per se. Figure, they're doing a lot of business already without us, but now they're working literally with people like Camino to bring financial service options to on-chain markets. And it starts with a juicy APY, 5% on USDC and cash. Cool.
Yes. Okay, Simon. So I think we're going to get down over to today's deep dive. So over at the deep dive, we're going to talk about the most pressing hot topics of the day. Sometimes they can be a little bit spicy, but we're going to dive right into it. And we had a tweet. I saw this when it came out. Because but it didn't seem. I don't know. This didn't seem like a banger to me. I didn't think that this tweet was going to get as much traction as it did.
Yeah, I thought it was like noise, like the usual chatter. I thought I commented directly when I saw the post. I commented and gave my 2 cents, which was just, yes, that was my 2 cents. But yeah, what are you talking about? Let's begin there. What tweet are you referring?
So we're going to talk about this tweet from Xiong, who is the technical co-founder of Jupiter, but make no mistake, Meow is also technical. But what do you all think if we stop the Jupe buyback? We spent more than $70 million on the buyback last year, and the price obviously didn't move much. We can use that $70 million to give out growth incentives for existing and new users. Should we do it? And this tweet got just about 1 million views, 1.3K likes, and kicked off a huge discussion on Solana, because I don't know if you notice what historical moment we're in right now on Solana, Simon, but it kind of feels like everyone is finally trying to figure out tokens. I know that we've kind of put our collective energy towards NFTs in the past. We've also put our collective energy towards governance in the past. And now it seems like our collective Solana zeitgeist meta energy is all being poured into, like, how do we make people hold our shitty fucking tokens? Because we need Jupe to do well. We need Cloud to do well. We need Solid to do well. Not financial advice. We need all of those tokens to do well, but in order to do that, we all have to kind of fundamentally agree on like what makes a token investable, right? And this is a conversation that's evolved over the we've been covering this every single week, right? Like, how do you kind of evaluate the evolution of that conversation about like how to make a token valuable, starting all the way from meme coins? Meme coins are like ground zero, base zero, right? Where it's all like, haha, funny joke, right? But like, how has the conversation changed? What have you noticed?
The thing is, when things go well and when markets are green and prices go up, no one spends as much time as you should to think about the structure of it and the, how it actually works. Like we didn't have to talk about this so much last year, first half of last year and the end of 2024, because things worked out. Tokens were up, meme coins were fucking printing. Every token kind of made new highs and so on. So people were like, hey, this is working. But crypto as it is right now, this is a very bearish take right now coming from me, which is very rare because I'm bottom line bullish on crypto, as you know. But I have strong opinions loosely held. That means I want to hear what people criticize on crypto. And one thing that I hear, which I actually agree with, is that we can't keep moving in 4-year cycles or some shit. Like that is not a investable business if my business is only 3 months every 4 years up and all the other months of the 3 years and 70% of the 4th year it's down, right? Because it's so cyclical. Because you have, you don't buy a stock, you don't buy a Tesla stock because it pumps in 2022 and then it's dead for 3 years. No, you buy it because you think, okay, it's going to perform every year, it's going to go up, it's going to create more value, it's going to get more customers, it's performing better. So if you look at these businesses right now, OpenAI, for example, or Tesla, not Tesla, SpaceX, they are potentially IPOing this year. Do you know at what valuation? Do you have an estimate?
No.
What do you think could be OpenAI worth in market cap when it IPOs, when it goes somewhere?
1 trillion?
Yeah, that's actually very good. Okay, so 1 to 1.5 trillion is what people are estimating right now. Trillion for the OpenAI IPO. But here's the thing. Here's the banger. The price to sale ratio. So you take the stock price at that valuation and you compare it with the sales that OpenAI had in the past couple of months. Is actually not that bad. It's somewhere between 40 and 80 or something, I think.
Really? The multiplier is only 40 to 80? Huh.
Because they're printing so much, like they make a lot of money and they have a lot of compounded annual growth.
But they're not profitable though.
That doesn't matter. I'm talking about price to sales, not price to earnings, right? So I'm not talking about the PE.
Okay.
I'm talking about price to sales. Why? Because if you look at blockchains, and it's really difficult to evaluate the revenue model of a blockchain like Solana, to evaluate the PE ratio of Sol, it's really difficult. But the price to sale ratio, it's easier because for sales, you just look at fees paid, MEV, like these kind of things. Like what do you actually pay to the blockchain for using it? What do consumers pay and users pay to the blockchain to use it? That's the revenue you make. That's the price you're paying. And you can, that's the sales, right, of Solana. Now, if you look at Solana, it has a PS of 300, 400 or some ridiculous shit. Like it's actually really high, even right now. So it is really highly priced if you think about it. And that is only because we're riding this wave. Now the wave kind of went down and AI wave went up. So now we're in this bad situation where we don't have the fundamentally strong business yet. We only have it once every 4 years. But it's not okay to have a good PS ratio 1-2 months every 3 years, but then the rest of the time it sucks. That has been the fee model for Solana in the past time. So TLDR right now, we need for a token to perform really well, it needs to make the company that governs the token, or the token governs the company, right? And that company needs to make money. And that is right now difficult for a lot of projects. The only company where you don't need to make a evaluation like that is meme coin companies, right? So meme coin projects, you don't give a shit about the sales they have, right? Because they don't need to make sales. But they are really, so you can't really put a fair price on them, meme coins. But the problem is that all our fucking tokens are meme coins these days. And we're now realizing that. We're now realizing that because they've been going down for 1 year in 2025. And we're like, why is Jupiter going down if the company is actually performing well? Well, because it's not equity, it's not a share of the company, it is a meme coin that is attached to the brand value of the company, to the idea of Jupiter, to the, it's just, it's a meme coin at the end of the day. So in my opinion, we need to get the link. We need to get the link better. And that is essentially what Xiong is talking about in his post. He's basically asking us, how do we fucking get our successful company reflected in the token? Should it be buybacks? That was the answer last year and the year before. And it didn't really work. So now he's asking, should we do something else? Like should we try staking? That is something that I also read somewhere. Maybe we can take a look at Toli's recommendation, because I think he has a different take on how Jupiter should accrue value on the token coming from revenues.
Yeah, obviously Xiong got a lot of feedback from all parts of the ecosystem, and I'm not even just talking about Solana. I'm talking about like Twitter.
Yeah.
So I mean, he got a lot of feedback, but obviously, the man, the myth, Toli, obviously had a couple of words here. The point he's making is that capital formation, or for the layman, market cap, right? So like how much the company is worth. Capital formation is super hard, and it can take like a decade for traditional funds, banks to park their money in that asset for like 10 plus years, in order to build up that capital base. And it's a bit of a Lindy effect as well, right? Like you need time with an asset at a certain price point for people to feel like, okay, this is what it's actually worth. And that's just human psychology there, right? And so, what he recommends is instead of having buybacks, the best thing to do is to reward stakers based on their usage of the protocol. And so what that means is that stakers who are continuing to use Jupiter will continue to accrue the vast majority of the rewards, whereas the rest is kind of split. So, I mean, I think that makes sense, right? Like staking the staking rewards, not staking rewards, but like the rewards that you got from Jupiter were a thank you, appreciation, payback. I don't know however you want to phrase that, but basically. It was a way of saying, you've used the protocol X amount. You remember all those criteria for the Drew Bear drop, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. The point I'm trying to make is that like they need continued future usage in order to justify, like if you have a staker that's not trading on Jupiter anymore versus a staker who is, like, let's say a staker has moved on to Titan. And then another staker has, staked all their tokens, but they're still using Jupiter. You probably want to reward Jupiter users more, I mean, that's probably how they're thinking about it. Yeah.
Or do you want to reward the guy for just holding Jupiter and keeping it safe? Do you just want to?
You can reward both. No. You can reward both. It's not either or. Right. It's just a matter of how much.
Yeah.
Right. How much are we talking about?
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
And he retweeted that tweet. Xiong got, thousands of pieces of feedback, but that was the one tweet in that entire saga that he retweeted. So I feel like that.
And there was a second tweet that he highlighted in his where do I have it here? That he highlighted in his comments, which is from Amir from Helium. Because funny enough,
do you have that tweet?
So, yeah, you can pull up my screen. So at 12 p.m. my time on January 3, Seong posted this tweet, his question. On 7 a.m. on January 3, so actually before that, Amir posted an update on HNT buybacks, so Helium token buybacks. The market doesn't seem to care about projects buying their token back off the market, so we're going to stop wasting our money under the current conditions. Helium plus Mobile generated $3.4 million in October alone, and I'd rather use the money to grow the business than pour it into a hole. We're fully focusing our growth on Helium Mobile subscribers, the Helium network, installed base, and growing carrier offload usage. So basically just operations, right? Yeah. So that's his take, basically, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, so people tend to agree. George from Step Finance says that, for example, as well. And then Seong said, "Thanks, Amir, for taking the first step." Basically, just doing it already. What I'm implying and asking here. So now people are very, they're expecting Jupiter to stop the buybacks. Based on a lot of this feedback here and based on the thoughts that the team has. And we know for a fact as well that Kash has been talking about this publicly a while now as well. Whenever I heard him talk about tokens, he said a few confidential things in these rooms when he was just with a few builders. But one thing he kept talking about was a very common sense, basically, which is, hey, we can't, what Amir is saying, we can't pour money into a hole. We can't keep burning our money. There needs to be a better approach. And we have now, with AliCat and a few people internally, more focus on the token as a product, as it should be. And I think that's why we can expect some changes. And this is Jupiter, right? And we're talking about this right now, not because we care so much about Jupiter and Jup. I mean, we love the product they have, but I think we talk about this as well because of everything that comes with this, the core concept of, hey, let's fix our goddamn tokens. Like it's a broader conversation. It doesn't apply only to Jup. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, like it's well, why are we talking about Jup? There's so many reasons. Number one, they're friends. We like them. Number two, they're the biggest fucking protocol in Solana. Number three, that tweet was huge. Probably one of the biggest of the weekend for Solana. And yeah, I don't know. And we criticize Jupiter, or at least, I mean, yeah, we do a healthy amount. I think the right amount without being assholes about it. So like I guess one tweet to criticize would be stakers don't help with growth. It's a sure way to slowly die. I mean, accurate, but also not the best phrasing. Specifically, the second. I mean, it's the second sentence. It's a sure. It's like it was just unnecessary. Didn't need to. I mean, it's a bit dramatic.
I mean, like this, it looks very bad. Can you click on the post?
Yeah,
to see where it came from. Like, what did he reply to actually? What had been?
Well, I mean, okay. So Bang, who is also a Sanctum community member, so shout out to Bang. Maybe instead of buybacks, it could turn into something that directly increases the value of Jup. For example, direct USDC or Sol rewards for Jup stakers. I believe buybacks aren't necessary. Price should naturally follow Jupiter's revenue growth. More Jupiter revenue, more Sol or USD staking rewards. To which he replied, stakers don't help with growth. It's a sure way to slowly die. And if you go through the conversations, you'll see he's repeated this several times, and he's also agreed with this several times, where it's like, it's not that we have an issue with rewarding stakers. Like, that's obviously not an issue. It's just a matter of to which proportion are we rewarding stakers, right? Like, obviously, the thing that Seong and Meow, and you can tell from their product strategy as well, that the only thing they really care about is growth, right? Like, they are the most aggressive team on Solana. Equally aggressive teams. Jito's pretty aggressive. Temporal is also very aggressive. There are some aggressive companies on Solana. Jupiter is one of them. And so if you're of this growth mindset, right? Like, what matters, $70 million in revenue or $700 million in revenue? And how do you get to that $700 million in revenue? Do you get to that $700 million by distributing your revenue to stakers in the form of USDC or Sol, or even more Droop? Or do you get to $700 million by incentivizing it, paying for users in the same way that Binance and other sexes have done so in the past? Like that's a legitimate question, right? So I don't know how you fit into all of this, but I mean, obviously very spicy. I still can't believe that tweet blew up as much as it did.
Yeah, to be honest, right now a lot of shit is blowing up on Twitter. The way I'm like, what? How? What? So the algorithm is it is working in mysterious ways.
I like the algorithm right now. The algorithm is very nice. It's like more reading now on the algorithm, like nice articles, which is very nice.
Lots of pictures from random people in bikinis as well. It's the only thing I criticize right now. I don't know if you see that. It's a bit annoying, not gonna lie. But so I wanna like, while we're at this token topic, maybe real quick. Jupiter is one company that's trying, but everyone's trying right now to do it better. And this is a good moment really to quickly also highlight a post that FlashTrade put out the other day on January 2nd. You can pull up my screen. They posted a short clip from the Flash Hour where they talk about the next stage of FAF, their token, right? So we already know, because we covered a few times, that the FAF token, the protocol token from FlashTrade, is also very unique when it comes to how it works and what it does, because it gives you direct revenue share from staking, which is, again, like, this is definitely a possible way to do it, because you get immediate liquidity from having the token stake, right? So you basically earn the revenues from FlashTrade. And then secondly, you also have governance rights when it comes to token holders, because FlashTrade uses Futarkey and under MetaDAO to make protocol decisions, right? But so far, there has not been any legal rights to token holders when it comes to the actual company. And this update here, which also got a bit of attention, is talking about how FlashTrade is going to morph their company structure into a more token-aligned company structure by making token holders govern a DAO that holds all the equity of the company, which is not the case yet. So right now they're just using Futarkey markets for decision making, which is one thing. And then you have the token that you can hold, but the token has no legal rights over the company. But what the token does have is it involves you a little bit in the decision making. But I think that's less, to be honest. Like, if you're a shareholder of Tesla, like, do you really want to show up to all the board meetings and make decisions about the protocol? I think that's not the main reason why you're holding the token or the stock. You're holding the stock because you want rights to the company and the success of the company, right? So to get that, you need to restructure legally your company setup, and that is what FlashTrade is doing now. So basically, they will make sure that the DAO is holding the equity of FlashTrade, the underlying protocol, and then you will have not only revenue share by FAF staking, you'll also have more direct exposure and legal rights on the equity company that is actually governing FlashTrade, the platform. How that looks in detail and what exactly is in that DAO and what kind of IPs we can expect to be in there and how the revenue flows work and so on is beyond my imagination. That is something we'll probably have to discuss with Anas once this whole process is over the table. I'd be super curious to learn from his experience of doing that, and because it's not a lot of people are doing it right now, and I think we should see more of this year. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, sorry, I was catching up on some other FlashTrade news that I think that we should definitely talk about as well, which is we have this new pool here. It's FOP4. So it's the fourth pool that they have available. They have many pools. This is their meme coin pool. So they have Bonk, they got Pengu, they got Pump. TVL is quite low. It's only at a $250,000. Which means that you get very juicy APYs. We're talking upwards of 35%. So if you're holding some portion of these meme coins and you're not doing anything with them, then you should probably consider staking them, especially if you're a long-term holder. Why not increase your holding of Bonk, 35%? That'd be sick.
Mm. And a nice little side effect is that the FLP index price from FLP4 went from $0.82 to $1.09. So that's a pretty good jump in the last 5 days alone. Why? Because the underlying assets, which is Bonk, Pump, Pengu, appreciated in price a lot in the past couple of days. So basically what that means is you can expect shit to move also when it comes to FLP in the next couple of weeks if prices pull up.
Yeah.
As we want
but that's not it for sponsor news. We also have our friends over at Solflare. We absolutely love the Solflare folks. And one thing that I'd love to talk about is the Solflare Shield. I have mine actually right over here. I have to set it up. I still haven't had time to set it up. Can you believe that? Oh man, I am not going to make it. I went straight from Breakpoint to California and didn't have time to pack my things properly. And so I have my Solflare Shield. Everyone should have gotten one if you were at Breakpoint. These were free for every attendee. If you didn't get one, I am so sorry. Don't mean to rub it in your face, but neener. And essentially the Solflare Shield is just a card. It's a card, Simon. So there's no batteries.
Yep. You don't need. You just
do a live unboxing here. The ASMR. We're gonna open this box very slowly. This little.
Don't do it. I hate these clips.
I hate ASMR. It's fucking annoying. This is the world's first Solana Shield, Solflare Shield unboxing.
One full episode in whisper mode.
With it, we got the card here.
Wonderful. So we're looking at the Solflare Shield card, which looks like a debit card that you can pay stuff with. Maybe it's a little bit thicker than a normal debit card. I don't know how you feel it.
Yeah, it's a little thicker. It's a little thicker.
A little thicker. And then
but still incredibly thin.
It's incredible. You can basically put it in your wallet, in your actual hardware wallet, and you can use it to validate and sign transactions. So
what a
really
bunch
cool.
of gangsters! I can't believe they did this. This is nuts. How did they do that? How did they? With how many secret projects? Vitor. So enough with the secret projects. Okay, we got Magic. We got Solflare Shield. How much more of this shit do you got, man? Anywho, Solflare has a lot of cool tech that they are pushing, and always happy to support the Solflare family. And last, but of course not least, our friends over at Solflare had a monster year over in 2025. It was a year of insane growth. Just the top line stat that is worth mentioning is 218% registrations growth year on year. That's insane. I'd love for my business to 2x. Actually, that's more than a 2x. Actually, now that I think about it. But yeah, I'd love for my business to 3x in a year. That's incredible.
I think when I talked to the SNS team, they definitely said that 2025 was a good year for them because all the stats they have went up basically. The secondary sales performed really, really well as well. They had like some banger secondary sales at the beginning of the year during the Trump and the Melania meme coin craze. There were some people, selling Melania Trump.sol for like 20, 30K or some shit. I think now it's the second largest secondary sale that ever happened on SNS. And they will double down on this actually. So when we talked to the team, we also learned that SNS is going to focus much more on the secondary market coming into 2026. So I think we can expect some updates from a new marketplace update. And then they might explore some new business avenues as well, because you can only do so much with domains. Once, like .sol is .sol, replace your pubkey is a very easy concept. So I think they establish themselves as the leader of the pack in that domain, no pun intended. But next up, they will look also at some more identity-related things when it comes to maybe, like digital identities and so on Solana. So definitely very excited to that, especially since I'm also in that space and I'm happy to advise and help them on these journeys going forward, see what they cook in. But all in all, really successful 25 recap or close of year for Solana Name Service. Very proud of the team.
Yeah, they had a really, really good year this year. And so Celine, congrats guys. Ninja, Nat,
good job.
love you guys.
Crispy as well.
I wanna give a shout out to somebody though, real quick. I want to give an award for 2025 for the biggest Solana tourist of 2025 award goes none other. Actually, let's see if you can tell who they are based on the PFP. I don't know if you can tell. Probably.
What are you talking about? The Solana tourists?
Yeah, the biggest Solana tourist. This is a random award. I don't know why I'm doing this, but the biggest Solana tourist of 2025 goes to. Do you know this gentleman? You know this gentleman.
I don't know the PFP.
I'll give you a name, and it'll be a huge clue.
Okay.
Okay. Evelyn Ha.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Evelyn Ha is the Korean American Instagram, TikTok influencer girlfriend of Ben Pasternak. This dude like disappeared off the face of the fucking earth. This guy launched Believe, which got an insane amount of traction for a launch pad. At one point, you know, they I think had like 20 or 30% of the volume. They were big for a second. They were earning like $1 million a day, if I'm not mistaken. And it's been 2 months and no tweets from the Believe app. Ben has also not tweeted since October. No, I mean, he did this. I didn't really pay attention to this news because I could really give a shit about Believe. But he did this token migration that was really stupid. People had 2 weeks to upgrade their launch coin to Believe, and it rugged a shit ton of people. There was a lot of, I don't know why people put time on the, I mean, like it has to do something with price discovery or something, but yeah, that's not a good look, man. You know, you give 2 weeks to migrate. If you didn't miss that window, then you were fucked. He rugged a lot of folks, and then he disappeared. So I don't know. Maybe he does a comeback or something, and we hear what this guy's been cooking. But
yeah, but you can't just disappear as a public token kind of figure with a company and everything below it. You can't just not
you can
for a few months.
Yes,
but you can't come back and be like, I'm back, nothing happened. Like this is, you know, you have to at least, I don't know, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Let's see if he's gonna come back or not. But actually, I'll do shit. So.
All right, Simon. Well, it's just about time for us to wrap up the podcast today. You want to say hi to a couple of folks before we go?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we do have some amazing fans and friends in the audience right now with us, so you can actually find us live on stream, by the way, if you don't know yet. If you come Mondays whenever we live stream, or even Thursdays whenever we live stream, and you hop in our stream on YouTube or Twitter, and then you can be with us here. Like Ross is still with us. Max is joined as well. Top of the morning, GMX from Flashtrade. So he also said hello here. Cyrus always with us as well. We do have a few folks here that also kept commenting in between. So I see Peyton over here and Jakey67 who keeps saying 67 for some reason.
Never had this happen to me before. Like I've heard about other people getting, you know, victimized by the 6-7 Gen Z gang. But this is my first time. I've officially 6-7. I don't understand.
I thought we're done with this shit.
Yeah.
Anyway,
no.
It's
funny because we don't understand, Simon. That's why it's funny.
We're too old for this. Yeah. Which kind of sad. So it's what it is.
Boomer. Like the Gen Z mind is like boomer. Damn. That's it.
Yeah.
You know.
Ladies and gents, thank you so much for listening to us talking about Solami all day long. And if you want to hear more of that, you can find us on YouTube at SoulBrothersPod, and on Twitter at SoulBrothersPod, and on Instagram at SoulBrothersPod. Give us a follow, give us a subscribe, and if you want to take part in these conversations, either join the live streams or drop a comment below. Make sure to like the video if you're with us here on YouTube, because that helps us to grow even faster, because we're going to grow as fast as possible in 2026. That's what we're going to do. Now, we're going to see you at the next one. Thanks so much for tuning in, and you have a good start of the week. Peace out.
But before you go, please answer this question from our friend FDu. Which one of us is Mexican? You or me?
That would be you.
Me?
I don't know why, but yeah.
Because I'm from California?
Yeah, you're close.
Que
to the
pasa,
border,
amigo? What's up, bitch?
I'm very not Mexican.
Standing on business essay.
That's the last thing I would put myself in. I mean, you do look a bit more Asian than Mexican, not gonna lie, but anyway, you could pass. You could pass as a Mexican. Actually,
I could Mexican pass. Sure, I don't mind that.
Yeah.
The amount of times that people have talked to me on the phone, like with no camera, and then they meet me in person and they go, "You're Asian?" And I go, "Yeah, man."
Yeah, so it's kind of fun surprise factor that you have.
I do sound hella white though. Like I sound like really white.
Yeah, I mean, you are kind of white as well.
I am the biggest Twinkie on earth, man. I'm so white on the inside. I'm whiter than Simon. All right.
Probably. It's not so hard though. Like I have Latino blood flowing through my veins, bro.
I got a hot take here though. I don't consider white Europeans to be white, except for British people, because they speak English.
Germans are fucking white, bro. What else?
You guys are Euro white, which is like different. You know, it's not a bad thing. I'm just saying it's different. You know, like no, I mean when I am joking about white people, I am not talking about Germans, right? Can we agree? Like
it's just Americans.
Yeah.
Essentially, and British. Like anyone that speaks English natively, actually,
and Canadians.
That's the best. Yeah, Canadians, Australians, even everyone that speaks natively English is white.
Yeah, right. Now, let me. Spanish people. Those guys are hella white, right? Like they're very, very like white, right? But they speak. There's a lot of white Latinos too. You know, over in Mexico. Like, are they white? I mean, they're from Mexico.
They don't have the white kind of, you know, how do you say it? Like the
energy.
Yeah, the thing that not appearance wise, but like they don't live like a white person.
Yeah, but I'm saying that there's no functional difference between a white Mexican person and a white Spanish person, right? They're like they're very different culturally, but I mean, one of them's from Europe, one of them's from Mexico. I don't consider either white.
Right. Yeah, it checks out. Yeah. But you're definitely very white.
Yes, I am very white. I'm proud of it.
Yeah, proud white. Nice. Happy we talked about it. Thank you guys for listening to us as well and this interesting conversation. I know you definitely learned a lot from that. If you want more lessons on colors, then tune into the next one. And yeah, you guys have a good Monday. We're gonna wrap up the stream now, and then we'll see you very soon. Peace out, everyone.
For sure. Adios.
Bye. Adios, amigos. Nos vemos.